What's going on, guys? This is CT, and it is 5:12 p.m. Eastern Time. I wanted to show my progress. Okay, here we are. This is it right now. As you can see, I use some of my gems in order to get me to where I'm at right now. What happened was that when chapter 2 has started, I started having like about 30 replays, so that was good. That was the most that I've ever gotten in the tower challenge. That was really cool. Woody, Jesse, and Bullseye had the replays. Tinkerbell doesn't. But I think that was really good. But I still think that Tinkerbell should have still had it, since she always had it, to my knowledge. So yeah. So I mean, I needed the help of my replays in order to get me up there, and to use my gems and stuff like that to get me past this, because because I'm missing a couple characters from what they're asking for, and yeah, so that's that. you know it would be nice, honestly. It would be really nice to not use it and get past all this crap. So yeah, that would be cool. um Something was on my mind. Another thing was that this whole, I did say I was going to do like a video on my explanation, like why I said, the thing with the MAGA hat and the Native American thing. Yeah, that why I said they were all like, guilty and all of this. First off, this whole thing started off with, the black Hebrew Israelites, and they, I mean, they're not like innocent in all this. I mean, these guys were just basically spreading the hate. They were just also contradicting each other. The guy who was doing the video, the 2 hour video, like how all this crap happened, was that um, that he was sounding nothing but like a Mitch McConnell guy, like he was like, oh yeah, 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 and with like Mitch McConnell, he was like, yeah, I agree with the president, he just kept saying that crap. Um, so that's what happened, and I mean, like what I saw was that the students and stuff that were just standing there, they were saying things you heard like in video, and other things, like they were saying like, okay, well, build the wall, right? And for me, I was all like, I don't remember really hearing that from them. They probably did say that. They could have said that, but I don't know. But yeah, these guys, these black Hebrew Israelites were just basically like, just spreading, the hate and whatever, and it doesn't matter like what you did or what you said, it was always that, they say that they were they're not cursing, that they would never do that, and think like how bad American people are from Israel itself, and we're all disrespecting Israel and all that crap. I'm like, first of all, this is not Israel, okay? This is America, okay? I honestly, I have nothing against Israel. I like Israeli people; they're cool and all that. But for me, when it comes to the people who street preaches, they're just nothing but a waste of my damn time. Everyone else's damn time and effort and whatever it is, because and the thing is, like with the students, they shouldn't have never said anything. They shouldn't have said anything. They shouldn't have done anything. They shouldn't have done. They should have just like walked away. Even though they were waiting for a bus, which is a bus job is to just basically like pick up and drop off. That's it, right? Walk away. Just walk away. Okay, that's all you had to do. Why be there? Right? Why keep listening to people that's even like pointless to talk to. So I mean, basically they engaged in the whole thing. They were doing their own crap or whatever. I mean, they were there waiting for a bus, so like whatever they were doing there. So like, what was the point in like engaging in that sort of thing to get them into a lot of trouble, right? That's clearly not the same thing. They shouldn't have, if but luck, so yeah. Let's just say hypothetically, like if they were to go ahead and move, just walk away, right? Let's just say they were doing that. They would and let's just say yeah. So if the black Hebrew Israelites were to follow them and whatever, that like just trail them and shit like that. Keep talking their crap, doing whatever. That's gonna be wrong. That's definitely gonna be wrong on their part. Again, that's just basically like harassment right there. You know. So all that shit could get them into a lot of trouble. And the thing is, they should be like hands down. They should be the ones getting a lot more into trouble because of that stupidness that they're talking and whatever. I mean, earlier on the video, you did see some Native Americans around and all that crap and whatever, but like it's that those people right there spreading the hate, contradicting themselves and all that shit, they were the ones that were they were the ones that was just being racist and all that crap. So like I couldn't even it's pointless. It's really pointless. So the thing is, those students, and they shouldn't have done or said anything. If they were innocent, that's what they should have done. They should have just walked away, not said a damn thing to them, and whatever. That would get them into a lot of trouble, because schools and whatever, a school that you go to, a school that you represent, and all that crap, where you get your education from and all that crap, that is supposed to say something, right? And whatever. You're not supposed to get into anything politically like that or whatever. And me, right? Let me say it like this. I'm not really a Trump supporter. I'm not a Maga supporter or anything like that. I'm not, no, but I'm in the middle. I basically consider myself in the middle of things, and I don't consider myself like left or right, although I do have friends who do support Trump and everything else he does and whatever. I mean, they, like some of my explanations and all that, they would say that I'm, I have this sort of Trump deranged syndrome crap or whatever, and call me a liberal, a left, or whatever it is, and I'm like, okay, well, whatever with that. So yeah, next, so getting back to the whole thing, right? The Native Americans started coming around, a group of them. Nathan Phillips was there, the elderly, right? And then he starts cutting in between the students and the black Hebrew Israelites, and that was it. Okay. Now he said that he could have gone up the stairs and all that crap, right? That's what he wanted to do. Now he could have gone up the stairs right by the side of the students and whatever, but I don't think anybody would have paid him any attention, right? So I think that's why he went in and to cut across to go to where the students were. When he was doing his chanting and all that stuff, banging the drum and whatever, right? I mean, it was a peace drum, so right. So I get all of that. Um, there was ways that he could have like. So then there's a student, Nick something, right? He was just basically standing there, smiling, seeing that will diffuse the situation or whatever, and all that stuff and everything that I kind of don't really buy much into that because like you're sitting there with your students, your peers, and yeah, I mean you're as guilty as they are. That's it. You're as guilty as they are. I mean you may not be um you may not really be like obnoxious or whatever, but like if you wanted to prove that you are a better person, walk away, step aside, do that sort of thing, right? Don't go standing in a way, don't go standing in the way of an elderly. That's wrong. Okay. Don't just step aside, right? Just walk away from this whole thing because you don't need that kind of crap in your life. Okay. I mean, I know like people are like sending death threats to him because of all that. He don't deserve the death threats. Okay. He don't deserve it. Now they're saying that Nathan Phillips could have like walked to the side, but it's not the elderly who has to walk to the side. Okay, it is the kid. It is the younger generation who has to step aside of the elderly. That's it. Okay, that's it. Okay, um, like you see an elderly walking and waiting to like cross a street or whatever it is. What are you gonna do? Is just cross the street yourself or help that elderly, right? Cross the street. I'd rather help the elderly cross the street. Okay, that's me. Okay, like in a train. Let's say we're in a train. Guess what? I'm sitting down and a group of people. There are a group of people around. It's crowded. All that crap, right? What to do? Just sit there and an elderly comes into the train that you're in and whatever. What are you gonna do? Just sit there, or are you gonna offer that elderly your seat? I tell you, man, I rather I rather offer that elderly my seat. Because I know like there are like elderly people out there who disrespect kids and that sort of way. Like, they don't say anything good about kids or whatever. I know that. Okay. But the thing is, there's got to be like boundaries. There's got to be respect. There's got to be reminded of these things. Everything like that. So yeah. So that's what that sort of thing would say. Because look, that kid didn't really know the intentions that Nathan Phillips had. I mean, he says that he's a veteran or whatever. Who knows? I mean, he they say that his name is like Nathan Phillips, but he has like another name, like a last name is different or whatever. So yeah, so I mean, I don't know if he is or isn't a veteran, or in reality, he should like really show something about that. Um, so yeah, I mean, he had his own thing of what he was saying, and it did kind of some of that looked that way to me, and the other things that he told in the news and all that, it didn't seem like like the other stuff at all. Okay, but look, I mean, let's just say that that student that stood in the way is thing, right? I mean, that's it. You know, um, if he stepped away, if he walked away or whatever, and those students and the rest of those students those students would get penalized because of their obnoxious behavior and their mocking and all that crap with jumping and trying to thing, and they don't understand anything about what the Native American was doing, and just laughing and all that. I mean, come on, you don't do that. That's just really, really bad behavior. That's no respect whatsoever, and that's why I would say that. Well, they're not in. They're not as. They're just basically guilty. I mean, even like you go right ahead. You engage in that whole thing, right? You engage with some street preacher and whatever. No, you're gonna get into a lot of trouble. You really are. You really are gonna get into a lot of trouble, and it's best if you just walk away, because let me tell you something. When you're street preaching and you just go right ahead and have it's just different from preaching in a church or a building or something, a temple or something like that. It's a lot different. Trust me, I know. Um, so yeah. Um, yeah. That student that's basically in the news that stood there and whatever. He says something like that he had every right to be there. I'm not questioning that. Of course you do. This life, the next life, whatever, so on and so forth, right? Yes, of course, you do have the right to be at that area, okay? Um, but you shouldn't have, like, I mean, in order to prove something, you gotta make sure that you are, a lot better than that and stuff. Even though, so if there was anything like, if your peers and stuff like that was doing that sort of crap and you walk away, you wouldn't have gotten into any trouble at all. Or stepped aside or something, you wouldn't have gotten into any trouble at all. You know, it would show like you were standing there, you stepped aside or you walked away, and that's just it. So that would prove something, but but as for like death threats and and all that crap, no, you don't deserve that kind of thing. And the thing is, I think like Nathan Phillips should kind of like get his facts straight. You know, I mean, I, I heard about him once before, but I mean, I respect him. He's my elder, so I respect him. So I like if he were to walk up to me, I would like walk to the side or something like that. If he came to talk to me and whatever, if he turned to me, that's it. You know. But if if he walked up, if he's walking up where in my direction, and I step aside and he walks way, past me and all that stuff, that is the whole thing about it, right? So there are like plenty of examples that has been going on. Like, you have something like Bambi. Okay, perfect example, right? Like the story with Bambi and all that. Yeah. Where is this? Well, anyways, let me get to it. Bambi, like his father in the thing in the movie itself, you know, he's well known. He's really respectable and everything. Okay, and that's that sort of thing. Like when his scene came in, right, and he's just walking, and everyone there around him, like they just stand there watch him, and that's it, right? That's like for me, that's that type of respect right there that should be done. Not, but if someone was to stand in his way, that's like really disrespectful. Okay, that'd be really disrespectful. Um, so yeah, like these days, I don't know where these things went went wrong. Like what the hell went downhill? Like why? Like this is like stuff that is traditionally done. Now Nathan Phillips would say something like, okay, well, this is indigenous lands and stuff. Yes, of course it is. I know that. I know it is. I know that this land was built by immigrants and all that. I know all that stuff already. But other people like to say other crap about no, it's not, and whatever. I disagree with them on that. I mean, I don't know. Like when it comes to politics, when it comes to like the left and the right, it's just we're kind of like arguing with the same kind of crap. We're just saying something else, and the other's just saying the other thing, and it's like, when are we gonna stop this, right? But anyways, yeah, like if I had any kids and I see this kind of crap that went on, if I hear it and I see this on the news and whatever, and I see my kid standing in front of an elder, I will be upset. I will be really upset at my own son, you know. And even if I were to, like, it didn't even matter if it was like a full video or that part right there. I don't, no. But people these days, they just tend to forget, what's right and what's wrong and all that crap. And obnoxious behavior, I'll tell you one thing: obnoxious behavior is not, and it will never ever play right with anything. All right, it's better off that you do not be obnoxious or whatever. I mean, yeah. So that's what I have to say about all of that. I mean, even though I'm trying to find ways um, to do this sort of thing. I'm just I don't know if there's anything that you can recommend me, like an app or something or whatever, to like do like a recording like this, like with an image or something, like how this game is. That would be nice to if I could do like a recording. I checked around in my gallery and all that stuff. If I could do like recording, if I could just bring up the image and do a recording right there or whatever, but I can't. So I don't know if there's any way I can do that. If there's anything, please say something about that. So I could probably like, better. Because honestly, I don't feel right talking about anything politically when playing a game or, nothing like that. I don't feel right about that. So yeah, I um, I just feel I honestly I felt really bad. I mean, when the news hit and whatever, I mean they only played like a short clip of it and just taking Nathan Phillips' side, which I felt was wrong. Um, you know, And I knew, like, I knew from the very start when I saw that, I was all like, man, there's something more to that whole thing. And then, this thing started to surface, and I think that's what it does, like how it does. So, and just because of a news with this thing of a clip, it doesn't mean that they're fake news. Okay, it's just that they're bringing something to one's attention. Now, if there's now the only bad side is they only sided with one person, which was the elderly, and that was it. And I mean, that was bad for them. But you know what? I mean, they should have just said, okay, well, look, we checked out this full video. This is what happened. Things like that. And we're just only showing you a clip as to what happened, and that's it. Okay? Yes, I understand all of that. And, mhm. But, I mean, okay, like the student, Nick, I think that is his name, really. I mean, look, he had his own explanation as to what happened. And yeah, I mean, he said that he had every right to be there. I don't question that, MAGA hat or not. I don't question that. You do. You have every right to be there. Um, but I hope like all of this would like teach them a lesson and stuff like that as well. And I mean, I don't think like Nathan Phillips would really care all that much. Um, but I think like the rest of the students that was over there, that was doing whatever, doing their crap. I think that would yeah, I think that I was hearing things like they would be expelled, but um, yeah, it has to be like some kind of common ground. That's what it is. It has to be like a boundaries, traditional respect or whatever. Um, you know, so that's what the whole thing is. Between the students and the Native Americans and whatever. But in most cases, it should be a lot more upsetting with the Black Hebrew Israelites. Okay, something should have been done with them and whatever. Did they have a right to like kind of like be like that? Yeah, they did. But in order to like stop drama, stop this whole thing, a lot of, I mean, the thing is, I think like a lot of people would say, "Oh, I was here, I was there to just basically diffuse the situation, and that's basically it." No, no, one is basically one causing the problems, and you think another way is to this way that you had is to diffuse the problem. That's it. No, it's not, I'm sorry, but it doesn't work that way. It doesn't, and I honestly I think that Nathan Phillips was the actual one that was trying to defuse a problem, but I mean they but the thing is it was crazy with with the Black Hebrew Israelites. So I think like maybe if they would have gone, if the Native Americans would have gone their way instead of the students, there could have been like a violent, like maybe, you know, maybe like a fight, you know, like with that camera, that dude that was filming the 2 hour vid. That's what I think. And honestly, it was, you know, disgusting and whatever, and it was sickening to look at. And I don't, I don't know. Like I'm just wondering what the Israelis would think about that. That's what I'm thinking because they're saying that the Americans right here is basically disrespecting the Israelis and all that stuff. So I don't even think that's true. Um, you know, I mean, you could look at like all these different types of things, but I looked at it from different angles and whatever. And yeah, Nathan Fields could have definitely just gone by the side, but I don't think anybody, by the side of the students to go up the stairs. But again, nobody would have paid him any attention. Nobody, you know. So yeah. So I don't know if there's anything being done with the Black Hebrew Israelites, and I think that there should be something to be done with them. Instead of this whole thing between the Native Americans and the MAGA hat students, and the MAGA students that was over there. And the other thing is that if there was any faculty members over there and all that crap, they should have known better and tell their students not to engage in whatever it is. Okay, that's what they should have done. They should have done all that crap, whatever. Okay, and the thing is, I don't believe like a Catholic school like that have, I think, just have, MAGA supporters. I think, that school should also have non-MAGA supporters. So like, but the thing is, a school is not supposed to be getting into those political craps or whatever, not really. Okay. Um, and like even if you were wearing a hat, like if you go to school with a hat on, you always have to take it off. You know, like I'm not talking about college level. College level is different, but you going all the way from a lower school all the way to a high school and all that. Yeah, you gotta do that. Okay, you have to. Okay, you're not supposed to engage into some political crap or whatever against your teachers. You know, whatever. You're going there to learn. You're not going there to like prove a point or whatever it is. Just thing. If you have to take off the hat, you have to take off the hat. That's it. Okay, and I could anyone in like it doesn't matter. Sports hats, superhero hat, political hat, whatever. It doesn't matter. Take the damn thing off. Okay. You can wear it away. You can wear it outside the building, outside of the school, and that's it, right? And do your own thing. But yeah. So that's that whole thing. Um, so that's that whole explanation with that thing that's out right now, and uh okay. So I've been talking about this thing for a long time. I don't know. This is why I say I'm in the middle of this whole thing when it comes to this political stuff. And I don't like to engage. I don't like to do anything political. I mean, I do get into politics and whatever, but I don't like to like in this. This is it's kind of like goes against me a little bit. But timing is of the essence, and it's like it's February right now, and this thing happened in January, so pretty much like a month later. um, and I didn't really have much of a choice because I was doing other things. I was busy. I was trying to see if there was any way, but I'm trying to get an info in order to try to do something else. Or in order to do like vids like this, and then you know, record it while I like whatever the topic is, just that's what I'm trying to do. So, there's anything tell me about it. Say, tell me like if there's an app that I could post an image, and any image doesn't matter, and I could record it, because I'm having a lot of trouble with that um, on my mobile device. So that's it. Uh, anyways, yeah, I'm gonna cut this off. All right, so I'm gonna see you guys later, and again, um, this is my progress right now. This is where I'm at, and yeah, so trying really hard, and getting ready for like the next chapter of the tower challenge. Okay, so I'll see you later.